Okay, YouTube. So I had a few people in the comments ask me to show my junk frog deck that I've been playing with in the videos. So yeah, I've been recording a lot of Edison duels from my local Epic Cards and Games recently, and I'm gonna continue doing it because I play. I don't play. I'm a retired Yu-Gi-Oh player. I only play Edison format like once a week. So it's not something there. I don't mind recording you guys because I love Yu-Gi-Oh and I don't like modern, so I only play the old school formats. Anyway, we'll start with first before I go over the deck. I'll explain. I used to play the. This is basically a normal Frog Monarch deck, and you just splash Junk Synchron in there. I know people have tried the Hero variant, and I tried that one for a long time, and that deck is very powerful, but it's also very inconsistent, and I'd rather just have the consistency versus the power. Yeah, there's games when you play the Miracle version of the deck, there's just games where you just go like Caius, Miracle Fusion, or when you do block them and you have a big absolute zero. It's really good, but it doesn't always happen. I went to the YCS in Las Vegas, and I joined a few of the side events, and I remember it was one time I was playing against a Hero Beat guy, and he just, like, I couldn't do anything. I had, like, 2 dead Miracle Fusions. I actually drew my 3rd Miracle Fusion just sitting there looking at my hand. And, like, the evil hero cards, like Prodigy, and I forgot the other one, Malicious Edge. I forgot the name. The 26 Piercer. Those cards just aren't that good. Stratos is great, but the other cards I'm not a big fan of. Even though Prodigy can combo with Substitute, it still doesn't matter. Anyway, now that I'm done ranting there, we'll go over the deck. So I'm only going to explain certain stuff, like, obviously, like, 3 Substitute. We don't have to talk much about Substitute. It's probably the best card in the deck. This card was banned for a long time. And you tribute this or any other monster to special summon a frog. It's broken. And then 3 swap frogs and any level 2 water monster. Everyone plays 3 swap, 3 sub. I think. You should be playing 3-3. And 2 dupe. This one is like, you could play 3 dupe. I know some people play 3 because they want to dupe block. And I can see the reasoning behind it because sometimes you draw one and the other, you can't really dupe block them anymore. You could always do a substitute and dupe and just do that play, but I get it. I get playing 3, but I don't really like drawing it too much, so that's why I only run 2. And I think most people run 2. And then there are some who run 3, which I see it. And then Treeborn, you have to play 2. I mean, I think it's limited to 2. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's limited to 2. Set in case you get Caius or something. You never know. Kaiku in the main deck. What else? DD Crow in the main deck. A lot of people in my locals have been main decking DD Crow. And you'll see here I'm also main decking DD Crow. Because I'll talk about it when we get there. But anyway, with the Monarchs, you got 3 Ryza, 3 Caius. Everyone plays 3 Caius. It's one of the best cards in Edison. And Ryza, you could get away with 2, but I like 3. I've thought about playing 1 Darkness Spirit. I may splash that in my deck. Maybe I'll cut a Ryza. I'm not a fan of Darkness because it bounces back to your hand, but sometimes it is good just because decks that swarm the field, like, Light Sworn, if they just go for their big push, drop, JD, Celestial, all that stuff, or Blackwing, if they just swarm the field on you. I don't play Darkness Spirit. I've been thinking about it. I've been thinking about splashing 1 in there. And here goes the 3 Junk Synchron. This card is just really good with Swap Frog. You can bring back, like, if you have a Treeborn in the grave and then Swap Frog or Dupe, you can just make a level 6 Synchro. You can make a Tastor, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 and 5s easily, maybe even 7s depending on what else you have. So yeah, it's a 1 card level 6, 1 card level 5. So it's just good. Brogoyo's broken, Bryonic's broken. Yeah, that's it. And I threw 1 Lad. For those guys watching my finals, I was playing against the Gladiator Beast player. I just dropped Lad on him, even though he could have played around it, but I don't think he knew that Lad can't negate or change or something like that. This card's okay. I only played 1. If I change my spell line, maybe you could play 2 or 3, but so this card's not that good because of, Value Turbo. They just go Value and make you negate, or Treeborn Frog in the mirror match. That's why I only play 1, and against some matches it's decided out. Also, it's not good against Lightsworn either. Okay, then we have 1 Gores. Gores is just, it's okay. Sometimes I actually had to tribute summon it. It's just sitting there in my hand. And again, I 2 DD Crow. I think there's no hand traps in Edison format. This is the only hand trap, and it's good against so many decks. Against the Frog Monarch, against Value Turbo. It's not that good against Lightsworn, but sometimes it comes through. You just DD Crow their 4th Lightsworn, it gives you a turn. I don't like it against that deck. Or you could Crow like their Plague. They're wolves, so it's not that bad against Lightsworn. I'm sure I'm missing it against Blackwings when they go Blizzard, or it's just a solid card. I actually have tested out 3, but 2 is okay. I don't want to play 3 because I don't want to ever draw 2 of them. And same thing here. I'm playing 3 Battle Fader now. I actually would rather have a Trag. I need to test out Trag, but I just don't feel like buying a Trag. But I think 2 Fader and a Trag might be better. Or you can go 3 Fader, Gores. I hate drawing 2 Faders. You just want 1. But the problem is sometimes when you play 2, you don't see it. That's why I'd rather have the Trag in there as well. Because, Yeah, Two Fader sucks, but Trag just because it can actually do stuff. You go in there, and if you have like a bunch of cards in your hand, having that 3600 beater that your opponent has to deal with is good. All right, anyway, that's it for the monsters. Spells, 3 upstart. Look, I throw 3 upstart in every deck. I don't care. I'm a believer in the Hoban theory, the Pat theory. I just throw 3 upstart in every deck, always. Okay, and this is probably like one of the best spells in the deck is 3 enemy control. There's a reason why I'm playing this deck, because it's like a brain control. I know everyone knows it's a brain control with Treeborn Frog. You just take their monsters, you tribute it for Kai, you tribute it for Ryza, and it's really good with Junk Synchron. Like you're playing against like Blackwing, you just go summon Junk, enemy control their monster. You can make a level 8, you can make a 7. I remember I was playing as my friend. It's on the channel, the video. Or I had like no outs, and I think I top decked. I either top decked this or Junk Synchron, and then I made a Mistworm and bounced all his synchros back. So he goes for game. I drop Battle Fader, summon Junk. Yeah, I summoned Junk Synchron, Treeborn Frog, that's a 5, and then I enemy controlled one of his monsters and made a Mistworm and bounced all his synchros and came back in the game. So yeah, this card is just really good, and especially when your opponent tries to push against you, and then you just take their monsters and beat them with their monsters. Okay, 1 for 1, obviously get Substitute, Treeborn if you really have to, DD Crow. I wouldn't get DD Crow, but you know, this card's just always been good for a long time. Rhoda, just to get Junk, it's the only target, just to play 4 Junk Synchrons. Heavy Storm, obviously. Brain, the 4th Brain control, even though we played 3 with enemy controller. 1 MST. And the traps, I played 3 traps. 1 trap does shoot. This card's just too good. If you go first, open this, it's just game. And this card is so annoying when your opponent just opens it. I played 2 Regeki Break just because sometimes you got to deal with like spells and traps, and sometimes monsters you can't deal with, like Christia. Christia kind of hurts this deck pretty bad. That's why I feel like you have to play this. I don't play Treacherous Trap Hole because I could play that in there, but I actually tested it out. But I prefer having this. Also, I've been thinking about splashing in Soul Exchange, maybe 1 or 2 Soul Exchange into the lineup. If I do, like I said, the problem is just Lad is okay against certain matchups. You don't really need Soul Exchange unless you play like a bunch of, like if you play like 2 Lad, maybe you'd want to throw Soul Exchange. But actually, I might side deck Soul Exchange because, you know, game 2 and 3 people side Vanity's Fiend against you, and Christia against the Fairy deck. That deck's getting really popular, so yeah, maybe Soul Exchange in the side deck. My side deck's terrible, so I'm just gonna go over it quick. 2 Cyber Dragon. This just, you know, because people crow you, and then you just need monsters to tribute, plus for gadgets and Machina, all that stuff. The 3rd DD Crow, obviously. 2 System Down for Machina, gadgets. 3 Soul Releases for Lightsworn purely. I don't think I'm a side. I mean, this card's okay against Lightsworn. Like in this deck, you can't really side much because, you know, you can't. All the best side deck cards are trap cards, and that's the one thing I don't like about this deck. But you gotta do what you gotta do. And then also side To My Body. This is kind of for like Blackwing, just stop the Icarus, Torrential, Mirror Force. But this card's not that great. I might take this out. And 2 Smashing for Blackwing, Gladiator Beast, and, you know, all those Christias, Vanity's Fiends, all that stuff. 2 Dust Tornado, and the 3rd Regeki Break. This is the same thing, Christia, and then this is for like spell and traps that they're gonna side against you. Master Restrict, and Zombie World. People are even main decking Zombie World at my local. Okay, anyway, that's it for the side deck, and then we'll go with the extra deck. Extra deck is my extra deck's not. I just threw it together. It's like 1 Armory Arm, 2 Catastor. Actually, this does come up. You definitely need 2 Catastor. 1 Brio, Goyo. These are all at 1. Black Rose is at 1. 1 Android. No, that's not Android. Where's Android? Android's level 5. Yeah, Android's level 5 here. And then the 8s. Thought Ruler, Colossal, Stardust. And then the 9, Mistworm. 1 Chimera Tech. And I have these 3 in my extra deck because I used to play the hero decks. I need to change these 3, so I'm still working on it. Anyway, that's the deck. Like I said, there's a few things I want to change, especially in the side deck. I want to side, definitely going to side, what's the card called? Soul Exchange. Definitely, that card's definitely going in the side deck. As far as the main deck, would I make any changes? No, the main deck's solid. Maybe play a Trag. Cut Lad, maybe. Lad's not that great. But other than that, the deck's solid. Maybe throw a Dark Death Spirit in there. And there's like a few cards you could tweak here and there to make the deck better. Anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. And if you're new here, like this type of content, please consider subscribing. And I'll see all you next time.